Welcome one and all to this new episode of D&D, which I believe is the 31st, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, you're useless.
Say.
This is Mike.
And this is Zoe.
And today we are going to do a very important episode because we have playtested the game quite a bit in the past weekend.
With a friend, Creeper Lord.
With a friend, Creeper Lord. And we have discovered that quite a few things don't work, in the sense that the game is a lot longer than it should be. And
a lot unbalanced.
Well, not really. I think it's quite balanced. It's just really boring that you can get like $7,000 and they all get destroyed by the Joker. So we have to make changes to the Joker. Absolutely. In order to do that, what I want to do, well, we've talked about it with Zoe, and the idea that seems the most appealing to us is to invent the concept of stashes. So basically we want to do another thing just like the mine, where you can deploy it on all of the standard tiles. Or heck, any tiles for that matter. And we then make it so that you collect money if you fall on that stash. Mm-hmm. Actually, now that I think about it, we have made it so that all of the deployable mines can only be put on normal tiles. But I don't see why. We could technically put them on special tiles too. So even stashes could go on special tiles. Anyway, the goal of this is we create a stash first, we can deploy the stash, and then when the Joker hits you, you lose your money in smaller stashes. And these stashes fly all over the track. And then anybody can pick them up, including yourself. So in this way, we avoid the Joker destroying the money, but rather we make it so that the Joker redistributes the money randomly. Right? And I think this will be a much better thing. And we need to make all of the stashes completely random, so nobody knows what's inside them. So when you go and pick them up, it could be anything.
And there could be things like, there should be a really bad one, like $10.
Yeah, exactly.
Then $500. Then maybe...
Well, we'll see. I'm
thinking... A really good one of $2,000.
I'm thinking about going really completely random.
So any number?
Well...
We should put a clamp.
Well, obviously we must clamp it. Minimum will be $10, but we need to find some kind of intelligent algorithm to divide all of that money up in a way that will be interesting. So perhaps we can come up with divisors, and I don't know. Yeah, well, we need to round everything up to 10 anyway. So what I think we're going to do is whatever money we have to deal with, we're going to divide it by 10 and then do all integer divisions with random denominators. Yeah, with random range with a certain amount of random denominators, and do a certain amount of steps or something like that. We'll see. There's probably more intelligent ways of doing this, but whatever. It doesn't really matter that much. The important bit is that we stop destroying the money, because that makes the game go on far too long, and that's not good.
Last time we went on 2 hours.
Yeah, more than 2 hours. We were all tired by the end. We wanted to stop. Okay, so let's go to our game manager. And actually, let's go to our player. I think our player has Go Bankrupt or something. There it is, Go Bankrupt. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do... Actually, no, before we do any of this, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create the new card that allows us to send stashes. Okay?
Okay.
Wow, we have loads of variables. Okay, tile object here, comma, go stash. And card type, stash. Save. Also, we had the give lol. We don't have the gift lol. Anyway, we may worry about that later. For now, let's stop here. Let's focus on one thing at a time. Stash and stash. So tile object. All right. So we need to launch Blender for this, because we need to create a model for our stash. Now we're gonna make it very, very simple, and I think I'm gonna make it, okay, Zoe, so we're a bit quicker.
Okay.
Yeah. You can help me with all of the shortcuts, all right?
Yes.
So let me see here what the situation is. Do I have any model that I can start working from that is
That's the board.
already half done?
That's the
Basically
car, the
not.
tiles, and the
So
money.
hit Shift A for me. Have you?
Again, there.
Okay, so mesh, and we're gonna go with, what's the fastest for this? I think I'm gonna go with a UV sphere, and I'm gonna lower the segments to 16 and the rings to 8. Okay, now hit tab for me. Hold control for me. Release it. Okay, hold alt. Release it. That's good. I'm now turning on the proportional editing tool. And press G for me. Z. Okay. Hold alt. G. Actually S, my bad. Escape. S. Alt. S. Release S. Release Alt S. Yeah. Okay, making a small sack here. It's kind of big for now.
It's a huge sack right now.
Press GZ.
Squash. You can't see the top of the stash.
That's
in
fine. Hit tab now. M. Again, please. Thanks. I'm gonna move it here on this layer.
there.
Okay. Now I can kind of see it. Tab. Delete. Alt. Okay. Now wait. I'm gonna turn off proportional editing. Okay. E to extrude. Escape. S. Control. Oh wait, I think you did something else here. You didn't do S.
Yes.
I think you did Shift S or Alt S or something. I think you did subdivide. Okay. Okay, now E to extrude. Z. Hold control. Okay. S. Okay.
It actually does kind of look like a sack.
I told you. E to extrude. Escape. WMC. Thanks.
There, a sack.
Okay, now do hit A to unselect all. Do 2 loop cuts here. Control R. Okay, escape. Alt. No, you need to hold it. Thanks. Release. GG. Release. S. Okay. Alt. Hold it. Release. Actually, I quite like this here. Well, we'll do it later. Will we? Press GG. Did you do it twice? Are you sure? Okay. S. Okay. There we go. And now all we need to do is make it a little bit more weird and it should be all right. So I'm gonna grab this one, turn on proportional editing and do some messing about. Okay, undo. Hold, press G. I need to make this smaller. Okay, I'm gonna mess about a little bit like here. Press R, Z, RZ.
Twist.
RX.
Twist.
RY.
Twist.
Okay, hold Alt.
Oops, that's control. Wait. Here.
Okay, R.
We're twisting the bag a lot.
RZ. Hold Alt. RZ. RY. G. Hold Alt. G. Okay. What do you think?
Yes, I think it looks very good. It's a messy bag.
It's a messy bag full of cash. And then you can just walk on it and
then munsies.
you get all the money. All right. Sounds good. So
For Creeper Lord, it's monies.
Yeah. Sack.
For you.
Type sack.
Ah, okay.
Capital S.
Sack.
Type it here too.
Sack.
Save.
Save.
All right. Here we go. So that's done. Now we're going back into the game and we should have our little sack ready. So our objects, if I remember correctly, that we spawn are just a generic tile object. There it is. And we can give it a mesh and a type, which should be in our tile object setup. So let's now go and find how we did that. No, I absolutely do not remember any of this. So deploy mine we need to find. Closest, closest, closest. Swap. Deploy mine. Point car CT. Tile face. Okay. Go case. Card type. Dot stash. Yeah, semicolon. I mean colon, my bad. No
breaks.
We already have the thing done. Save. Okay, rename stash. Control R twice. And put deploy in front of it. Put a capital S. Perfect. Okay. So now we've got deploy stash, which leads us to tile face. Let's go take a look at tile face, point tile. Aha. Here we need a switch. Okay. That's just fine. So here go case.
Case.
Yeah, card type dot deploy the other one. Stash. Yeah, colon. Enter. Like save. So it's interesting. You see that here it's saying switch tile type, case tile type standard.
I don't think. I'm pretty sure we can put these on any sorts of places.
Well, yeah, we could put the only concern with the mine as well, right? I think we should be able to put the mines wherever we want to as well. But the only concern with the mine is that you could put a mine on top of a mine. If you do, I think the mine should have an effect of 6 as opposed to an effect of 3. Or you could even compound to an effect of 9 to be hilarious. No, but an effect of 6 is probably good.
Because it means 2 mines.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, so... Yeah, because I don't recall why we decided to do this. But there is a value in having the mines only be deployable on standard tiles. It's just, I don't want to make it so that it's inconsistent, you know? What I think we could do is we could make it so that you can only deploy stashes on standard tiles, and whereas the Joker can deploy them anywhere. We could do that.
So if you get deploy stash as a card, then you can only deploy
Select
them in
standard
standard.
tiles. Yeah,
but if you get them on 3 Jokers, you deploy them all over the place.
Yeah. So let's copy.
But how about you can choose where you deploy them?
What do you mean?
Like, you can put on of your money on this place, or on a refuel, or on a breakdown. You can choose where you put them.
Well, I suppose you can. I don't know. The thing is, if we do that, then we have to do it with mines too. And that's more work. I think we should keep it as it is. So copy this. Paste it here. Okay, tile type, tile standard, check if tile occupied, audio manager, script play sound, system error, select an unoccupied tile, that's perfect. Tile object, stash. List, turn sequence, active play, discard phase, yeah, that's good. And select a normal tile, that's good. Okay, save. add a tile object on the tile. Okay, good. Now, so these are both done. A point tile is done. Now there should be, what are there? Not sure. Overtake, change turn. No, it will be on evaluate landing tile though for sure. And here on the standard tiles, you see we're checking that the object is a mine, and then we change the behavior of that, and that's fine. But instead,
we also don't want to put stashes on stashes.
We don't want to put stashes on stashes?
Or mines on stashes.
Well, yeah, that's already covered. Because it checks for the object type. Right? It goes p current tile object is not null. Right? So that's not the issue. That'll be okay. What we need, but let's quickly observe how we deal with that. So instantiate blow up p current destroy tile object. That's how we do it. So what we instead need to do, and this is before anything, so before p current tile type, I'm sorry, we need to in fact check for whether the tile has a stash or not. So let's copy this for now, put it right here. Now, there may be errors, I don't care for now. So p current tile object is not null. P current tile object type, and you want to say stash. Save. Okay. If p current tile object player ID p car ID. No, see, this is to check the same color. We don't actually want this. Everybody can pick up anything. Okay, so let's remove this if and it's else. Hit Shift Tab for me. Save. So which sound do we have for when you get money? Let's go take a look. In play card, gain 500. Wait, there's no sound? No way.
There has to be one.
There has to be, but I guess we put it somewhere else. Play card, discard phase, draw card, I guess. Draw card. Blah 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 blah.
I don't see a sound.
Guaranteed there is.
I think we had this problem some time ago.
No, there's no. This is not a problem. The sounds are somewhere else. I don't know where. I'm extremely tired today, so I'm having a bit of trouble. Overtake, score type. Okay. No, it's not score type though. Okay. Control F. So let's see. There it is. Uncover card type, and when you uncover it, you play SFX. Gain. There it is.
Good.
Copy this. Except play SFX is actually on the card. So I don't know if our game manager is going to be happy with us. I don't think so, but that's okay. So if you collect the stash. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Play tile SFX.
Gain.
Type stash here, and it's not going to like it, but that's okay. Stash. Yeah. Save.
We're gonna find one for stash.
Oh no, I'm silly, aren't I? Play tile SFX. So let's see, it's on the player. So let's see what we got. Play tile SFX. Play deck SFX. Oh yes, done. Brilliant. We can play the deck SFX, and it'll do. So change this to play deck SFX. There it is. And deck SFX. And dot gain. Gain. Play gain. Save. Okay. So change score. This one, it's complicated because we need to access that tile object. Let's take a look at our tile object thingy. So it needs to have a value. And as you can see, our tile object doesn't actually record a value of any kind. So we need to have it. So we're going to say public int value. Semicolon. save. Here, comma, int value equals -1. So we give it a negative value by default. That doesn't matter. Save. Okay. And here you want to say, we can't call them both value. Call it val, whatever. Okay, so value equals val. Save. Okay. Now I think that the tile does store the tile object. It does. Perfect. So back to the game manager. So change score. It's going to be game scores. And no, it's not going to be game scores. It's going to be the current tile. So p.currentTile.tileObject.value. Save. Okay. B single move 3 is wrong. Excuse me. Instantiate not on landmine. We need the one to gain money. Is there anything? I don't think so. No. So we don't have a particle effect for this. We may need to at some point, but we don't at the moment. And p current tile destroy tile object. Okay, awesome. So it's already done basically. This else though. This
Except for the whole thing about the log count.
Yeah, one moment. We need to create the stash first. So we got the stash. There's one more thing that we need to change on the stash, which is very important in the deployment of the tile. A point tile right here, where we give it the tile and check that the tile is occupied here, you see, and then we give it the ID of the player, but it's a thing, so we need to randomize a certain amount of money. So how do you want to do stashes? I think stashes would be cool if they are literally totally random.
Yeah.
Like totally. You could get like $10. You could get like, I mean, we should put a maximum and a minimum, no question.
Yeah.
But it should be fairly random. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's...
What should the maximum be? Maybe 2,000?
We'll figure it out now. So these are all tile objects. So here you want to say private serialized field. Private int array and you want to call this one tile object stash min max values.
Strash.
Stash.
I need to do that. Stash. Values?
Boundaries. Put boundaries. Equals. Equals new int 2 open squiggly. So the lowest boundary should be, and now you're not going to understand this, but I'll explain it soon, should be 1 comma, and the highest boundary should be, what do you think the highest amount that a stash could contain?
2,000.
Whoa,
no, wait,
relax,
that's way
lady.
too much, way too much. Maybe 1,000?
You want to break the game real bad, you. No, I think it should be way less than that. Especially because when you get LOL, you could have an enormous amount of stashes be thrown all over the place. So no, I don't think so.
Yeah, you're right.
So, but let me.
750 is less than 1,000.
It is. That is definitely accurate. I mean, 1,000 could be an option.
But very rare.
But the thing is, we don't control this, so we can't say very rare. I think 500 would be a good spot. So put 50. And close the squiggly. Semicolon.
So does it add zeros?
Good guess. I'm impressed.
Because fit 500
and 10. Yeah, because the reason being is when you randomize with random range, you cannot randomize between tens, right? We don't want to have any less money possible than 10, right? That's what always is the case with our game.
Yes.
So 10 is the minimum possible. Therefore, we need 2 increments of 10. The only way to do that is by doing a randomization between other numbers, right? And then add a multiplier of 10 to solve the problem. Okay. Now, there's one other issue that we've got. 50 means that we cannot get 500. We can only get 490 because remember that random range is top exclusive. Right? So we're going to put 51.
Yay.
Save. Okay. Copy this. No lazy typing, please. Okay, no, too soon. Go random.
I forgot about the random.
Dot range.
And the range.
Dot page. It's much better. Dot range.
That he actually wanted me to write range.
Paste. Square bracket 0. Comma. Paste. Square bracket 1. Close round.
Oh, no semicolon.
You're still missing something. Save.
That's very important.
That's very important indeed.
So 51.
Something's wrong. Add tile object. Okay, so it doesn't know this. So we need to go to the tile who contains add tile object, and we need to add a int value equals -1. Done. And set up tp comma value. So the reason why we give it equals -1 is because the mine also calls this method, right? But it will send a default value of -1, so it will simply ignore it. Save. Oakley dokley. So that's done. Now they're correctly deployed. Everything's fine. So now we should quickly test this. There's a few things that we need to assign. So game manager. Yeah, the game manager is going to need a bunch of things. So it's going to need card type names. 30. Ah, yeah. Ooh, important thing we didn't mention. All right, guys. Last time we were building the game, we discovered that those /n line breaks were not working on the cards only and in the built game only. We have no idea why, but I would bet my hat it's a bug with TextMesh Pro being instantiated. Now, it's the first time I experienced this, and perhaps I should talk to the dev about it. I just haven't had the time to get around to it yet. But the deal is we just simply had to give up on those line breaks. We had no way of putting them in that I was aware of. So we simply put spaces and we let TextMesh Pro, which by the way is absolutely excellent, deal with the spaces itself. And it's doing a wonderful job. So it's really not a problem. But, you know, we thought we'd mention it. That's why there are no /n's anywhere. That's the only change we've made. So remove Joker and mine. Put like stash. Stash. No, let's make it cooler. Stash. Oh.
Stash of Munsies.
Money. Oh, do you want to write Munsies?
Yeah.
How do you even spell that?
Like this. Munsies.
Munsies. I don't even know what that is.
Munsies.
At least put a Z here. Munsies. Munsies.
Munsies.
Stash of Munsies. Plus, O is wrong. It needs an apostrophe after it. We're cutting the F. Stash of Munsies.
Stash of Munsies.
Stop pressing Shift S. Oh no, there's 2 exclamation marks. you and your rubbish. It wasn't a Shift S. She tricked me. She tricked me, people.
I was doing.
I think I should disown her. Yeah. No inheritance for you. That's what you deserve. For when I die, you know?
We'll see.
We'll see. Good point. You'll be able to hire some kind of lawyer and then wrangle me off of my stuff from my dead cold fingers. Well, that went macabre very quickly. My daughter is going like, shrug. I have no idea what in the world is going on. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Stuff for later, maybe.
Stuff for later when you're like 49. Okay. How old will I be when you're 49?
Dead, probably.
Oi, relax. So you are...
I don't know.
You're almost 9, so 40 years from now. No, I'll be 74. I'll be okay.
74.
Yeah,
Pretty
chances
old.
are I'll be alive. Yeah, I mean, with 9 cancers, but I'll be alive. All right. And no prostate. So, let me see. You don't know what a prostate is, so that's fine. It's a bit that boys need to pee. In the bottom part of our body.
Oh.
Not in the feet, though. Further up.
So here.
Okay.
Around the pelvis.
Yes, around the pelvis, and then when that goes, then men just pee themselves quite a lot. It's quite ugly.
Yeah. Yuck.
Yuck! Who likes pee? No one. Right, so after that very peculiar
explanation.
Exchange, we should now move to our bankruptcy, which is...
And delete it. Bye-bye.
No, it's fine. I think we need to leave everything alone, just the behavior here is wrong. It needs to start deploying random stashes with the value of score that we currently have, -10. Because we need to be left with 10. So this is correct, but we need it later. So, in-game manager, events, right here, we're going to create a public void.
Public void.
Joker stashes. Sure. Joker stashes. Now put a
Stashes.
Hashes. Open round. Int. Total. Close round. Open squiggly. Enter, enter. Close it. Alright. Save. So, when we receive the total, we're going to have to start and split it. We're going to have to decide how many stashes there are. And I think that should depend on the quantity of money that you receive. So suppose you receive 10,000. I don't know, right? Our biggest stash, we said, is 500.
So everything will be distributed.
Well, because the worry that I have is that we generate too many stashes for not enough tiles.
Yeah,
and then it's chaos, right? If we don't, because we have 62 tiles, assume that some of them are taken, some of them have people on them, right? At least 4 people are on them, so that's 58. Suppose there are like 3 mines, so that's 55 or something like that. So we have 55 tiles to distribute all of this on. It's quite a lot, right? But we should probably prioritize standard tiles. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so we have a certain number. We need to divide it. And I think what we'll do is we will simply do a while loop until we run out of money.
Okay.
Yes, but there is a risk that we have too many stashes at that point. And what we can do is we can combine the stashes, I think. To do that, we could use a list, sort the list, take what... Yeah, I think that would work. All right. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. All right, so here, go private.
Okay.
Private. List. Int.
Wrong one. Int.
And list underscore.
No, R. List.
Lol stashes. Control L.
I pressed something here.
Lol stashes.
With my this.
With your this? That's very clear. Pinky, I think. Stashes. Stashes!
You eat ashes. Because I already...
How are you so slow? Stashes. 3 winky faces. Oh boy. Copy. So slow.
Captain Slow.
Captain Slow. Paste. Equals new list in... You forgot the brackets! Captain Silly. Save. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, paste it. Dot clear. That's the first step. We need to clear the list. Okay. Now, while. Total. Total higher than 0. Close. Actually, that's kind of stupid.
Stop. Too many whiles.
No. Will you stop like messing up? It's funny that the first 7 times you do it. Then it grows old fairly quickly. Okay, save. Alright, so while total is higher than 0. 0 is a bad idea. Wait, so we should possibly put the final stash on a certain specific number. Let's do this. Create int rand equals random dot range yeah, and it's what we've done before. I don't remember. Stash boundaries, type boundaries. It should appear. Type boundaries.
Stash b.
There it is. Yeah.
Stash
0.
boundaries.
Then the 1. Close. Sure, that works. Where's the bracket? Where's the everything? Where's the times 10? Just tragedy.
It's 910.
910.
And you forgot the times.
It's a new Porsche 910. That's very horrible joke I just made. But then again, I'm a father, so I can do daddy jokes. It's in my contract or something. So int rand, we got it here. Now let's create another int right here and call it int min total equals rand.
Rand.
Yeah, save. Yeah. Save. Okay, so copy all of this, paste it here, save. Okay, now rand is gonna be this.
I don't think I saved.
No, you didn't, because you keep on doing all sorts of annoying button presses, and I don't know what they do. If you kindly stop, that'd be great. All right, so rand. Wait a moment. No.
That's right, rand.
Okay, list lol stashes dot add rand dot add rand. Okay, so we've added a rand. Now what we are going to do is we are going to remove rand from total. So total minus equals rand. Minus equals, minus plus is a new thing that you've invented. Save. Okay, we need to do another check. We need to check. Oh no, wait, min total. Copy this, paste it here, save. So, is this particularly intelligent? I don't think so. I think this is a stupid idea. Goodbye. Which means all of this can go, which means that this can stay on 0. Save. Now here what we need to do is we need to check that rand is not larger than total. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say rand equals mathf.clamp uh, 10 comma yeah, should be okay. So 10
to max the
no, to total. Well, first you start with 10 is wrong. Rand, you start with rand, comma 10, comma total. Yeah, right. So what this is going to do is suppose that the total is suppose that the total is 1. So we're so unlucky that we're left with $10 here, right? Random between 0 and 50 is going to give us a, I don't know, 40. 40 times 10 is 400. Rand is 400 at this time. We're going to clamp rand, which is 400, between 10, which is the minimum, and 10, which is the maximum. That should work, right? The total should never go under 10 because we're only dealing with tens. So we should be fine. Yeah, this, then we remove it, then it's fine, and we keep on populating this list. Now what we need to do is we need to check that there are enough tiles for the lists, for the list to be for stuff to be distributed.
And if not, he just keeps his money, right?
No. If not, what happens is that we need to rebuild some of the stashes. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a few together of the low ones. We're going to go from the lowest. So don't worry, I've got it kind of planned. All right, so this while is done. We exit the while, brilliant. Now we have the list of low stashes, which will have a count. So here we're gonna, in calculations actually. So what do we have inside calculations? Because I can't remember. So we've got get tile, check for brad, check for low count, check tile occupied, get active, etc, etc. So player or tile object. Brilliant, we're gonna use this. Okay, so you're gonna put an int. So int, yeah, get unoccupied tiles. 1n. Tiles. Tile count, my bad, tile count. Open, close round, open squiggly, close, save. Okay, so check tile occupied. So here we're going to for, you know what to do, just do an entire for loop, and you want to loop by tile count.
That's int I minus 0.
Yeah, so I don't remember if it's a list of tiles. I don't think so though. I don't know, no, just try tiles. Tiles, there it is, fairly sure it's that. Tiles, dot length, it's an array. I++. Okay, so we're gonna go through every single tile, okay, and we're gonna check that it's occupied or unoccupied. So the way we're gonna do it is we're gonna do this, right? We're gonna say if, actually, int returnable equals 0, semicolon. Yeah. So if check tile occupied, copy this, paste it here, open round, tiles I.
What?
Yeah, close round, open squiggly, enter, enter, squiggly. Put a not right here. So if the tile is not occupied, we add 1 count to returnable count. So copy returnable, paste it here, plus plus, semicolon. Return returnable. Semicolon. Save. Okay, that's done. So we got a lovely method to deal with this. Get an occupied tile count. So in here, we're gonna say int unoccupied, just call it unoccupied, equals get unoccupied whatever.
Let's get unoccupied tile.
You just put U and there. Open, close round, semicolon. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got the count, right? So we can check the count against the amount of stashes. If the amount of stashes is higher than the amount of the unoccupied tiles, we've got a problem. So let's say if open unoccupied, unoccupied is higher than list lol stashes dot count.
Okay.
Close round, open squiggly, enter and to close it, save. So if unoccupied is higher than lol stashes dot count, what we are going to do is we are going to, I'm going to think. We are going to sort the list first. So copy the list, paste, dot, sort.
What does this do?
Open, close round, semicolon. It puts everything in, I think, ascending order, meaning that the lowest ones are now going to have different values, lowest values, right? So say the lowest sacks, like $10 or whatever, are going to be there. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to, I'm thinking now for a bit. because we're then going to randomize how they get distributed, so it's not an issue, it's not a worry for now. Okay, so we sorted these, and we're going to go from the bottom up, and we're going to create an int index equals 0, semicolon, enter, while open round list lol stashes dot count, undo, now do it, dot count higher than unoccupied, close round, open squiggly, enter, close squiggly. So as long as this list is higher, what we are going to do is we are going to add the 0th element to the first element and then remove the 0th element. Okay? But one thing that we also need to do is we need to check that we never go over 500. Because if we go over 500 in one of the bags, we need to move to the next index. Okay? So we're going to say, this could actually cause errors later. Anyway, shouldn't be a problem. What we're going to say now is we are going to say this. No, this. Sorry. Create another int and call it sum. Save. Okay. Now sum equals list lost stashes, lol stashes. Oh wait, I have a much better idea. Don't need this.
What is it?
Brilliant.
What is the genius?
Absolutely brilliant. Your daddy is a genius.
Wait, first you said you were stupid, then you said you were a genius.
You know, sometimes I'm dumb. It's just the way it works. Okay, so what you want to do now is you want to say this. List lol stashes 1 plus equals list plus equals list lol stashes 0. Semicolon. Enter. List lol stashes dot remove at 0. List lol stashes dot sort.
So many list lol stashes.
Yeah, dot sort. Actually, let's save one line of code. Cut this. Put it here. Delete this one. Save.
We say
and delete this one.
We say 2 lines of code.
3
lines of code.
Shift tab.
And the spacing.
Save. Okay. So now we're getting all of these. Now we are guaranteed to get the correct count back. Now when we get the count back, oh, actually that's interesting because we've never done a test for deployment of mines or stashes if there isn't enough room to deploy. We're gonna, but fortunately we have a test now, so that's fine. We've created it, right? Because this one would return 0 if you get unoccupied tile counts and there's none. So while list lol stashes dot count unoccupied blah 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 etc. So we've got this, and we can finally go and launch these stashes all over the place. So here we're gonna say void or let's just let's just do it in the same method. Okay, save. Now 4. It's 3 different loops in here. 4 int I 0 I lower than list lol stashes dot count I plus plus. Close, open, enter. Brilliant. You've just invented a new. Okay, shift tab here. Save. Okay, so we're going through the entire loop, and what we're doing this is we're now redistributing these to a random tile that is unoccupied. Do we have a random unoccupied tile? This is going to be actually quite annoying now that I think about it. We need to change this. Instead of making it into an int, we're going to make it into a list. Let's go take a look where all of our tiles are. Tiles. Chamone, where are you?
Tiles. Where is it?
I don't know. I'll give up. Hit Control F. Tiles. There it is. Tiles. Okay. Private list of type tile.
Light.
Yeah, list of type tile. Close. Actually, is this an expensive list? Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, sure, it's fine. List underscore unoccupied tiles. Tiles. Semicolon. Copy. We need to initialize it first, which we will do in start. Start tiles. Okay. Let's do it here. Paste it. Well done. Equals new list of tiles. Open, close round, semicolon. Okay, so that's done. Save. We could still keep it as an int return, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. So leave that here. Paste dot clear. Actually, no, wait. This is just, yeah. Change this to a void. And go leave it to get. So remove this int. Remove the return. Copy this. Paste it here. And dot add tiles I. Close round, remove the two pluses, and add a semicolon right here. No. Undo. Okay, clear. Decide. Okay, not space. No. Semicolon. All right. All right. Get an operator. It's here. So this is not going to work. But we're going to say cut this here.
Sorry, it's the
undo.
The Rockstar keyboard.
Paste. Save. So unoccupied doesn't exist anymore. We called it list underscore unoccupied tiles or something. Add a U. Oh, yeah, I just realized that it's inconsistent with your usual thing. So capital U here. Okay, dot count. Save. Okay. Well, listen, now we can actually go and deploy it to one of these random ones. Okay, so I don't like a for loop here. We're gonna change it to another while loop. While whool, much better. Whool. While list lol stashes. Come on, Zoe, seriously, this is boring. List lol stashes. You do realize this takes several important minutes away, right? Let's not do it. I'm way more tired than you are. Come on. Dot count is higher than 0. Close the while, open squiggly, enter, close squiggly. Save. Do we still have rand? Yes, we do. We're gonna keep that. So go rand equals Wait a second. No, that won't do. Or will it? We need 2 rands for this. So create another rand, create this one, and go int other rand. Sure, go.
It's 2 rands.
Other rand. Semicolon.
Other rand.
Yeah. So rand equals random.range. Zero. List all stashes.count.
0.
List all stashes.count. Close round. Semi. All right. And now we need other rand equals. We're just gonna copy all of this. Copy this. Paste it here. Now copy this. Paste it here. Okay. And now here we're gonna say, copy this, paste it here, open square, other rand, close round, dot add, tile object, open round. So it needs, okay, Joker stashes needs a player. I forgot, wait a second. Wait.
I was putting a player.
I know, but it's not a player. We need an ID of the player. Oh. So you go int PID, comma, save. Okay. So this guy needs first tile object. There it is, dot stash. Okay, comma, PID, comma. And the value is going to be, copy this, paste, square bracket, rand, the first one this time, close square bracket, close round, semicolon. All right, so let me explain this to you. As long as the list of lol stashes is higher than 0, it's got more elements than 0, we randomize one single index that we're going to take in the lol stashes. Then we create another randomizer that randomizes an index for the unoccupied tiles. Suppose you have 50 unoccupied tiles and 20 stashes. Okay, so this one is going to randomize to say 18. This one is going to randomize to say 36. Okay, so we want to put stash number 18 on tile 36. Do you understand? So we go to tile 36, add tile object, the stash object with the current player ID, with the list with sac 18. Okay, or 19, whatever number I said. Now we need to remove these indices from these. So we're gonna say copy, paste, dot remove at. Yeah, comma remove at is way better though. Dot remove at. Open round, rand. Close, semicolon, save, copy, paste, dot remove at. Open and say other rand. Close round, semicolon. So it continues. And then it will be done. And the stashes will be all over the place and the guy will be very poor. So we need to call our last thing and we're done. So game manager.script.jokerstash, or whatever we call it, joker stashes. Caps lock is better than tab. Joker stashes. There it is, open round. My own ID, I think, is car ID, comma, score minus 10. Minus 10. 19. Close. Semicolon. Why minus 10? Because we're leaving 10 to the player. Right here. Okay? Score minus 10. That should be done. We should be fine. It should work. Hopefully. All right. So now we need to make a quick thing that, add a quick thing that I remember. We have the tile object stash boundaries. These are correct. The little token, whatever. This is correct. Stashes size 2. And the other one is a sac.
sack.
All right. So let me think for a moment. There was one thing that actually surprised me while we were playtesting, so I want to take a look. In the scene, I thought that these were actually acting differently, some of them. Or am I eating crazy pills here? I don't see anything obviously different among them. No. Okay. So are you ready to test this thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go. So
now we have to make everything allow.
Yeah, so it's very easy.
Where did the sounds go?
Let's say give lol. Well, I keep them quiet for our recording. So I selected give lol. We should possibly create a
so
deploy
they can
stash.
hear it, but not us.
Let's start with deploy stash first, because this could crash for reasons we may have forgotten, like scores or whatever. Bonus card, brilliant. So we're gonna get 2 stashes.
He looks like he's going faster than Asia.
Stash of Munzies. There it is.
It looks funny too. Another stash of onesies.
Yeah, so let's try and fall on it. I'm just gonna keep on having stash of onesies until we can.
Now we're gonna have some blue stashes of onesies. Until we have to fall onto them. That mine is being annoying. So many stashes of onesies.
Just money all over the place. I mean, I don't think you can avoid it now unless you get a special yeah. So we are going to eventually have to make some kind of particle effect that tells you how much money you got. We're gonna have to.
You got.
Yeah, like 700 or whatever, right? Because it's really annoying to have to do the math here. So let's just do another test real quick. So red is probably gonna roll way past there. Excuse me.
Right past all the stashes. He surrounded himself with stashes.
Yeah.
Onesies.
Oh, my money for you. Slides everywhere. They're everywhere!
You eat munsies everywhere.
Munsies. I think you've made it so long it's now unreadable. Okay, it's picked up something. I don't know how much. Anyway, this is working. So now we are going to instead change it to give lol. So we're able to give lols all to one person, sort of thing. And this test will not be that easy. But is the value public? I think it is. I'm silly. All of the values are public. So we can just check.
They probably heard a tune. The guys in the end.
Yeah, I'll raise the volume just a little bit. So. There we go. What? Give Joker. Who has the most? Let's give her to ourselves. Okay, so we got 2 Jokers.
Let's creep for Lord. He's breaking down. Stashes of munsies.
Okay, so we got 3 stashes of money. They've been distributed very quickly. Obviously, we have no animations for now, but this one is 130 bucks. This one is 320 bucks. And this one is 100 bucks. So we have 250 plus 320, that's 500. I'm sad. Guys, I'm sad. 450, 550. Okay, plus, yes, he had 560. Awesome. I can happily confirm that our stash distribution machinery seems to be working. So, yeah, I don't know how long we've done. Let me take a look here. Whoa, exactly 1 hour. Brilliant. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I think we're going to stop. This seems like decent progress to me, but I would definitely like to have an animation on these stashes. I think it'd be really cool if it just flew out of your car.
Yeah. Like,
Boing.
but we can have a picture of something jumping out of the car.
No picture. You literally put the stashes, you instantiate them in the car at size 0, and then you make them fly out and lerp the size with a curve and also curve a pathway. It's very easy. So you take this tile, you lerp between them, and then you add vector3.up multiplied by a certain amount that is also evaluated by the curve. So it does boing like this. We do this already when we bounce the cars backwards. Same thing. So we can do exactly the same thing for each sack. So you would go zoom, 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 and we could make a ching sound when the sack falls down on the ground. And when you pick it up, right, there should be a PFX.
Cling.
Yeah, that gives you money. You know what we could also do?
What?
We could make the sacks depend on have a different size depending on how much money they have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that will be slightly less interesting because it's not as random, but we could. So the maximum size that we allow, remember, is
500.
Yeah. Oh, so it's interesting. So they're all 0.2 size, which isn't great. So it's 500, right? So if 500 is the maximum, 320 is. Do you remember how to do a percentage?
Percentage? No, not really.
No, come on.
Wait, it's a division by 0. I mean 100.
It's guaranteed a division by 0. What are you saying? Yes, it's a division by 100. Yeah.
It's already called. It's there.
Oh. How many? Dude, I've got 4 calculators. They're all on the other screen. That's why I got all confused. All right, so this is very sad. So we're going to do it online. All right. All right, people, everybody, time to do some math. A percentage is a subdivision of a total of something. So your maximum value here is 500. That's the total.
Yeah.
Okay. And 320 is your partial.
So 500 divided...
No, partial divided by total. That's how you do it.
320 divided by 500.
Divided by 500 is 64%. Okay, because it would be 0.4, but then you multiply by 100, 64%. Okay, so that's a 64% sack. Now let's say that the maximum possible size of sack that we allow is 0.4. Not 0.4, not 0.4, mate. 0.4, 0.4, 0.4, right? So
huge sack.
Right? So this would be a 500 sack, right? You would need 64%. So you multiply this by 0.64. And then you multiply this by 0.64. Whoops.
Unsees.
Can I do this? Or am I too stupid to do it? 64. I'm all like weirdly placed here around the keyboard. So and there. So that's the sack that you would get if you had 320. Let's take a look at the sack that's way smaller. This one has only 100 bucks. That's easy to do. We don't even need to calculate it. It's 100 divided by 500. That makes 1/5, right? Which is 20%.
So 20%.
So you multiply 0.4, which is our maximum size, as we said, times 0.2. So you get 0.08.
That's the teeny sack there, right?
Nope, that's the teeny sack there.
That's a teeny sack.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, no, this isn't even maximum fatty. Maximum fatty is fatty. Oh, that's very fatty. You're the only person I know that laughs by not breathing.
You do it too.
Yeah, that's true. But that's because I'm pretending to be older than I am.
Hurry.
Yeah, sometimes.
You usually just laugh normally, which is your normal laugh, which is just breathing, which is not breathing.
I have no
Show
idea.
me the smallest sack there is.
There it is.
No, the small sack, so the 10 one, not the 100 one.
Oh, Jeebs, you're absolutely correct. So the 10 one would be, I don't even know. Oh, I closed the calc. I'm going to open another 8 of them. Okay, so 10 divided by 500. This one is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be invisible. No, wait. 10. Did I do divided by... Am I stupid? No, I'm definitely stupid. This is 0.02, right? 0.02%. I mean, I'm sorry, 2%. So 0.02. So wait, you need to hit the multiplier first. And this is the wrong number. Oh, you're useless. Okay, 0.4 times 0.02. Copy. Paste. Paste. Yeah, that's not reasonable. It's invisible. For all intents and purposes, it's not there. It's not there. Yeah.
It's a teeny green dot.
I mean, we could do this, but I don't think we will. It was just, you know. I think it's cool that you don't know what's inside the sacks.
Yeah. What's inside the sacks?
I don't know. Money. All right. Thanks very much for watching. We will be back next time with another episode. We will actually add the animations for these things and hopefully make them look a little bit prettier.
Yeah, they look like just sacks.
Yeah.
With nothing in them.
Yeah, that's what you deserve.
Because they don't have any jingling, gling, sounds.
Sounds. All right.
Sounds.
Goodbye.
See ya!